Who is that? Smack him in the face. Wayne6578. And today we have the best Madden 20 goal line runs to score lots of touchdowns and win more games. Using these runs, your opponent will have a hard time seeing how to stop goal line runs in Madden 20. I have the best 3 red zone plays in Madden 20 to score and destroy and beat the best run defenses in the game in the red zone. Like I said, we have 3 great running plays. As a bonus, I'll give you guys an extra one out of the actual goal line formation. But we have 3 great running plays for you guys to score in the red zone. It's hard to score in the red zone sometimes because the defenders are up on the line of scrimmage. They don't have far to back up. I will be showing you all these plays ran from the 1 or the 2 yard line. So if you get down there and you can't find out what runs to use, these 4 runs will help you guys score a lot of touchdowns. We'll go through the formations and I'll show you where each play is from. Okay, the first one is going to be the single back wing Z, and the play is the halfback stretch. This play is a beast play. I'll show you how I run it to make it a little bit more great. But this play can be found in the Seattle Seahawks playbook. And again, the formation is the single back wing tight Z, and the play is halfback stretch. The next play is going to be in the strong close formation, and this is also in the 49ers playbook, but it's the strong close formation, and this play is the halfback dive. I do something a little crazy on this one to score a lot of touchdowns too. And the last play is the strong H wing. This is also in the Seattle Seahawks playbook, and it's the stretch alert X looky. Okay, as a bonus, I will break down this goal line run that I run a lot to score a lot, the Halfback Sting. Okay, let's get into the breakdown for the first play. All these plays, besides the goal line one, you will be motioning, and the stretch alert looky, you will be motioning a receiver. So you want your receiver to be your best, tallest blocking receiver. I'm playing with the Chicago Bears. You want your receiver to have good blocking. This is the key. This is the key to scoring these touchdowns and getting an extra blocker where he's not supposed to be. As you see, I'm using Allen Robinson. This is what you want to look for. You want to look for run blocking, and you want his run blocking to be around, he's at 57. So I would like to get, if you can get up in the 60s and the 70s, it's even better, but 57 is perfect. Okay, real good run blocker. I would say aim for 52, 53 and above to get some good run blocking. You can also substitute a tight end in there if you want to, but we'll use this receiver. So we'll break down this first play, guys. It's a really easy, great play. Like I said, we'll go up against random defenses. I'm running this from the 1 or the 2. Now, the first thing you always want to do is look at the hack count. You want to look at if it looks good to run this play. You can run this play regular the way you want, or you can do what I do a lot. I like to motion this receiver over, let him, I hike the ball right about there, and I just read the blocks, and I score touchdowns, okay? Now, you cannot run this play a lot. You also can actually flip this play and run it the other way, but we're going to look, and it looks like we can run it this way. So sometimes you might have to cut this back in. Like right here, we had to cut that back in because that outside lane was cut off. So just look at the way you run it, and all of these plays, these goal line run plays I'm going over with you guys, you have to be patient. Okay, so you will be running this one straight to the outside, and that 81 that Holtz, my fullback, might not have held that block up. So the tight end right there, he might not have held that block up. That would have been a block shed. So you have to just read that play and cut it up early, okay? Like I said, I'll show you that if right here we can try to actually flip this play, and I like to do this every once in a while too. just run the ball. Now we might not get this one in. Yeah, we did. But just run the ball and we motion that receiver and they think we're going to the right and we actually go right to the left. This one, they're stacked a lot over there. So I'll flip this play and I'll run it this way. I'll let that receiver run all the way over. I'll bring the extra guy over there, but I'll let him run all the way over, see if we can possibly get in there. And that's when you just have to be patient. We have to be patient, read those blocks. But most of the time, if you motion this and you hike it right about there and read the blocks, you'll score a lot of touchdowns, guys. They cannot stop it. There are certain run defenses that will give this fits, but when they come out and they set that defense up, flip that play real quick on them like that, and then they're trying to readjust and trying to get things going, and then you just run the play this way. Let that blocker come over there and score touchdowns all the time, guys. Believe me, you will score a lot of touchdowns if you run this way and be patient. Be patient. Okay, see, he jumped out there, but we're going to cut it up quick and just get it up in that end zone. Now, this play can be flipped, and you don't have to even motion that guy. You can just try to run it like this, and sometimes it does pretty good, and you can get up in the end zone also. I do like to run these plays. I run these plays on the regular field, not just in the red zone, but they're OP in the red zone, and you score a lot of touchdowns, guys. A lot of touchdowns. We'll run this 2 more times, and then we'll go to the next play. Right there, that's a time where we should have been a little bit patient. We should have cut that in because that outside was gone. Right there, like I said, every once in a while, when they have a decent defense that's shooting that gap, you have to be careful of that. Sometimes you can, to be careful, you can actually ID the guy you think that's going to shoot that gap, that you think will give you trouble. Motion this guy over. Make sure that guy gets picked up at least, and then we can score a touchdown. Let's move on to the next play. The next play is the halfback dive out of the strong close formation, okay? Now, this play is a decent play, just regular, but I like to always motion the receiver on the right and hike the ball right about there and let him just go up and provide an extra blocker for that pocket that I'm trying to run through. Now, I don't have my speediest back here. I have my second string running back, but you just got to practice on how to hike that ball. You see how we hiked it and he went the opposite way? So you need to practice this. You want him to run exactly where you're going. So you got to practice this, motion him over, hike it about right there, and he goes right up in there and you can score a touchdown. Now, they'll be blitzing, they'll be crashing in the middle, but for some reason this play works really, really good, guys. As long as you hike that ball and run it the way you're supposed to run it. Be patient, read your blocks, read the holes. You don't have to use turbo on this play at all. And you see they're stacking the box, and then we're just scoring a touchdown every single time, guys. Every single time. Look at that. Look at that. Simple as that, guys. They'll have crazy run defenses, but you have a lot of plays to run on these guys. They have to be able to stop every play. Right there, I pressed that a little bit too late, but you see we still got in there. Don't press that late. Let that receiver lead that block for you. And if you really want to get crazy, you can put your best blocking receiver right here. I found that it works with this regular receiver. It doesn't matter. You just want an extra body in there helping you get into that end zone. You'll average about 3 yards on this play anyway. So if you have 1 or 2 yards to go, you're going to score. I keep pressing that late. You want to press that right before he gets past that guard. Like right about right there. Right there. Just let him run right up there. And believe me, he just kind of glitches and he picks up blockers that might block shit and get through. And then you also have that fullback coming too. You just follow him and score touchdowns, guys. You can flip this play also. Actually, you can't flip this play. Sorry. You can flip it this way if you want and run it with your best blocking receiver if you have him on the field. and just do the same thing right there. And see, no matter what, if we get that blocker over there for some reason, it just helps. And we're gonna run this one more time from this way and just score a touchdown, and we'll go on to the next play, guys. Just remember, when you run this play, you want to hike that ball right about there and let that guy run up and lead that block for you. On to the next play. The next play is the stretch X alert lookie. Now this play is a great play because it's actually an RPO. So if you're in any type of man defense and you want to try to actually pass the ball, you can. Just be careful. Make sure they're not playing that RPO. Make sure they don't have a purple zone out there. But this stretch is the best stretch in the game, guys. If you're just patient and just run the ball. I run this on the field regular, not just in the red zone, but in the red zone it is a guaranteed touchdown if you're patient. Every once in a while they will block shed and get back there, but most of the time, I don't care what they're doing, if you're just patient, the blocks develop so nicely on this. You're either to run it to the outside or cut it back in the middle, guys. Right here, we're going to get this to the outside and score a touchdown, just like that. It's a really great play, and plus you have that extra little RPO if you want to run it. But and sometimes you can cut it back up, but you have that extra RPO you can run, or you can just beast with this run regular and just read your blocks. Read your blocks, be patient, and you will score. And you will score. Right here. Read the blocks and we scored. Just read the blocks. For some reason they were sending a lot, they were blitzing, but right here we're gonna get this to the outside. Sherman's gonna try to do something, and good one, Sherman. Practicing against these 49ers, like playing a mutt team. So eventually, like every once in a while, you might have to make a move on one or two guys, but most of the time those blocks are gonna develop. They're gonna develop, and you're just gonna have a walk into that end zone, guys. We'll run this one more time. You cannot flip this play, but you can flip the whole entire play, like I said. And Sherman is a beast. This play is just a really good play. The blocks are so good on this play, and they develop so nicely. You want to make sure you have your best fullback in the backfield. Well, also on that strong play too, you want to make sure you have your best fullback blocking in that backfield too. But really OP plays, guys, to score a lot of touchdowns. As long as you can read blocks, you will score touchdowns. I'm telling you, simple as that. These three plays, you're guaranteed not to just kick field goals, but score a lot of touchdowns. Let's look at the last play, the bonus play. The last play is the strong toss and the halfback sting. I was just going to say the halfback sting, but I like to run a strong toss also. I like to have those set up in my audibles when I come back in, when I come out in the actual QB sneak. Now, the halfback sting is a really decent play. All you got to do is just read your blocks and read where to go to get into that end zone. Now, if they come out in goal line, which is even better, you can still score on these guys. You just gotta make sure you have a good strong back. If he does get caught up with a player, he can truck him and get into that end zone. But this halfback sting is really a decent play. The blocks develop really good on this play, especially if they're not coming out in a goal line defense. You can still score on the goal line defense. All you gotta do is just follow exactly where you're supposed to go and just run right up that hole and score touchdowns. I don't care what defense they're in, the blocks will develop so nicely on this. You will pick up a lot of yards and you will score a lot of touchdowns, especially if you're on the goal line. Right there, we had a little blitz where that guy came back there. But just make sure you run straight up that hole. Straight up that hole, and you'll score a lot of touchdowns, guys. I'll show you the other play I like to run. Just so easy, guys. Just so easy. Like I said, make sure you have a strong back in this situation, because they will be sitting in the house. And you want to be able to beast your way in there. Now the last play for the strong toss, I like to have my fastest running back in the backfield. And I just want to get that to the outside, read those blockers, and score touchdowns. Now, when you do run this, I like to try to run the QB sneak. If I can't run that, I'll run this strong toss or that halfback sting. Now when you do run this, be careful. Pay attention to how they're lined up. If it looks like it's a lot of people over there, you want to try to run it and sometimes cut it straight up and not try to get it to the outside. But if you look like that blocker seals that edge, like right here, we got that edge sealed, we can run it to the outside. But if they don't seal that edge, you want to cut that back quick. And you can also flip this play too. But you do always want to run this to the side with the best blockers. I just flipped it to show you can flip this play. So right here, we're hoping this guy gets out there and seals that edge. Almost did, but we had to cut it back because he didn't completely seal that edge, and we scored a touchdown. So most of these plays, man, you just got to be patient. Be patient and know what to do. Just be patient. Don't rush it. Read your blocks. Let your blocks develop. And you'll score touchdowns, guys. You'll score touchdowns. Right there, when they're blitzing the house, there's nothing you can do. Right there. Didn't seal that deal on that edge. We got to the outside. Another thing I like to do is I like to flip this entire play. Okay, you can flip the entire play right there and then flip it to this side and we can run it, just get it on in the zone right here. I almost did. It's a really, really easy play to score on. Oh, come on. Utilize it to destroy your opponents one by one. It's your boy Wayne 6578. One more time. It's him with the sting, man. Yep, I'm outie. Oh, but I'll be back. Thanks for watching, guys. It's your boy Wayne 6578. Subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell to be notified and join the Team Smack'em Nation. Let's go.